15 interesting facts about Moldova. Moldova is a fascinating Eastern European country with a rich history and culture, bordered by Romania to the west and Ukraine to the north, east, and south. It has a strong cultural influence from both Romanian and Slavic traditions. The capital, Chisinau, is the political and economic center of the country. The country has a complex political landscape, with the breakaway region of Transnistria still being a point of tension. Despite economic challenges, Moldova has a vibrant culture, great food, and warm hospitality. Number 1. World's largest wine cellar. Moldova is home to Mălăștii Mici, which holds the Guinness World Record for the largest wine cellar in the world. It stretches over 200 kilometers, with about 55 kilometers currently in use, and stores nearly 2 million bottles of wine. The underground tunnels create the perfect conditions for aging wine, maintaining a constant temperature of around 12–14 degrees Celsius, 54–57 degrees Fahrenheit, and high humidity. Moldova's wine culture is deeply rooted in its history, and Mălăștii Mici is a must-visit for wine lovers. Number 2. Landlocked nation. Moldova is a landlocked country in Eastern Europe, bordered by Romania to the west and Ukraine to the north, east, and south. It has no coastline or direct access to the sea. However, it does have access to the Danube River for a very short stretch, about 480 meters, which allows for some limited river transport. Number 3. Rich winemaking tradition. Moldova has one of the oldest winemaking traditions in the world, dating back at least 5,000 years. The country's climate and fertile soil create ideal conditions for vineyards, and wine is deeply embedded in Moldovan culture, with many families producing their own homemade varieties. Moldova is home to some of the world's largest wine cellars, such as Craiova and Mălăștii Mici, the latter holding the Guinness World Record for the largest wine collection. The country has a mix of indigenous grape varieties like Fetesc Negrac, Era Negrac, and Fetesc Alba, as well as international varieties. Wine exports play a key role in Moldova's economy, with the European Union, Russia, and China being major markets. Additionally, wine tourism is growing, attracting visitors to Moldova's scenic wineries and annual festivals, such as the National Wine Day, celebrated in October. Number 4. Cultural crossroads. Moldova's culture is a fascinating tapestry, woven from diverse threads. A significant portion of Moldova's population shares strong linguistic and cultural ties with Romania. This is evident in the Romanian language being the official language, as well as in shared traditions, folklore, and customs. Due to its geographical location and historical interactions, Moldova has been influenced by Slavic cultures, particularly Russian and Ukrainian. This is reflected in certain aspects of the language, traditions, and the presence of Slavic communities within the country. Moldova's history has also involved interactions with other groups, including the Gagauz, Bulgarians, and others, each contributing to the cultural mosaic. Also, the influence of the Ottoman Empire has left marks on the culture. In essence, Moldova's culture is a product of its unique history and geographical position, resulting in a rich and diverse heritage. Number 5. Orhiovechi. The Orhiovechi Old or High Complex in Moldova. It's one of the country's most significant historical and archaeological sites. It's situated in a natural gorge formed by the Rout River. The area has been inhabited for thousands of years, with evidence of civilizations from the Paleolithic era through to the Golden Horde and Moldavian Principality. It served as an important strategic point and provides a unique insight into the region's diverse cultural influences. Cave monasteries are perhaps the most iconic features, with monastic cells and churches carved directly into the limestone cliffs. They represent a long tradition of monastic life in the area. The complex includes the remains of Gheto Dacian, Golden Horde, and medieval settlements, offering glimpses into different periods of occupation. The ruins of a 14th century fortress can also be found. The cave monasteries continue to be places of worship, making Orhul-Vechi a site of both historical and contemporary religious importance. The religious history is very deep and shows the importance of the Orthodox religion in the area. The dramatic landscape of the Rout River Gorge adds to the site's appeal. The combination of natural beauty and historical significance makes it a popular tourist destination. Orhul-Vechi offers a very evocative experience. The combination of the natural beauty of the river valley with the historical and spiritual significance of the cave monasteries creates a powerful atmosphere. If you ever have the chance to visit Moldova, it's definitely worth making the trip. Number 6. Munklig. A traditional Moldovan dish, similar to polenta. It is made by boiling cornmeal in water, sometimes with a bit of salt or butter, until it reaches a thick, porridge-like consistency. Traditionally, it is served with branzuk, droi as salted sheep's cheese, smantina sour cream, and various meats like pork, fried bacon, or stews. Some people also enjoy it with fried eggs or fish. Number 7. Transnistria. Transnistria, officially known as the Pridnestrovian Moldavian Republic, is a breakaway region located east of the Dniester River. It declared its independence from Moldova following a brief war in the early 1990s. Transnistria's independence is not recognized by most countries, including the United Nations. It is internationally recognized as part of Moldova. Despite the lack of international recognition, Transnistria functions as a de facto independent state with its own government, currency, military, and other institutions. Russia maintains a military presence in Transnistria, which adds to the region's geopolitical significance. The ongoing war in Ukraine has heightened tensions in the region, raising concerns about potential escalation. Recent events, such as requests from Transnistrian officials for Russian protection, have increased those tensions. Transnistria is often referred to as a frozen conflict zone, meaning that while active fighting has ceased, the underlying political issues remain unresolved. Number 8. Language nuances. The language is a very interesting and complex aspect of Moldovan identity. The official language of Moldova is Romanian. There has been much political and social discussion about the name of the language, with Moldovan historically used, especially during the Soviet era, to emphasize a separate identity. However, linguistically, Moldovan is considered a variant of Romanian. Recently, there has been a shift in Moldovan legislation, clarifying that the official language is Romanian. Historically, the Romanian language in what is now Moldova has been written in both Cyrillic and Latin alphabets. Cyrillic was used for a significant period, particularly during the Russian Empire and Soviet Union. The Latin alphabet was eventually reintroduced, and it is now the standard script used in Moldova. The Cyrillic alphabet is still in use in the Transnistrian region. Due to historical ties with Russia and the Soviet Union, Russian remains widely spoken in Moldova. It is often used as a language of interethnic communication, particularly in urban areas. It is very prevalent in the Transnistrian region. Language in Moldova is heavily intertwined with politics and national identity. The debate over the name of the language and the use of different alphabets reflects the country's complex history and its relationship with both Romania and Russia. In essence, Moldova's linguistic landscape is a reflection of its diverse history and ongoing efforts to define its national identity. Number 9. Ancient monasteries. Moldova is home to a number of beautiful and historically significant ancient monasteries. These monasteries play a vital role in the country's cultural and religious heritage. Many of these monasteries date back to the medieval period, often founded by Moldavian rulers. They served as centers of religious, cultural, and even political activity. They have often acted as fortresses during times of conflict. They are important centers of Orthodox Christianity. They house valuable religious icons and artifacts. They continue to be active places of worship and pilgrimage, Moldovan monasteries often feature unique architectural styles, blending Byzantine and local influences. Many are adorned with beautiful frescoes, both inside and outside. Some of these monasteries, like Capriana Monastery, Hinku Monastery, and Sahana Monastery, have been preserved very well. These monasteries are not just religious sites, they are also important cultural landmarks that offer a glimpse into Moldova's rich history. Number 10. Fertile black soil. Moldova's Chernozem soil is among the most fertile in the world. This is a type of black soil that is exceptionally rich in humus or organic matter. It's known for its high fertility and water holding capacity, making it ideal for agriculture. These soils are found in various regions, but Moldova, along with parts of Ukraine and Russia, has significant deposits. The presence of Chernozem contributes significantly to Moldova's agricultural sector. This soil type allows for the successful cultivation of various crops, including grains, fruits, and vegetables. It is important to note that even though the soil is very fertile, that modern farming practices have degraded some of the quality of the soil, and there are efforts to improve the sustainable farming practices. The typical Chernozem soils of the Balti Steppe in Moldova is on the tentative list for UNESCO World Heritage status. This highlights the region's importance in the history of soil science and its role in global food security. In essence, Moldova's rich soil is a crucial natural resource that underpins its agricultural capabilities. Number 11. Wine festivals. Moldova has a deep-rooted wine culture, and National Wine Day is one of the country's most celebrated events. Held annually on the first weekend of October, this festival takes place in the capital, Chisinau, as well as in various wineries across the country. Moldova, known for having one of the highest vineyard densities in the world, showcases its rich wine heritage during this event. Visitors can enjoy wine tastings, traditional music, dance performances, and local cuisine, while also exploring famous Moldovan wineries like Craiova, Moldova Misi, home to the world's largest wine cellar, and Purcari. Number 12. Diverse ethnicities. Moldova is quite diverse, with various ethnic communities contributing to its rich cultural heritage. Besides Moldovans, significant populations of Ukrainians, Russians, Gagauz, and Bulgarians have lived there for centuries, each bringing their own traditions, languages, and customs. The Gagauz, a Turkic-speaking Christian group, mainly reside in the autonomous region of Gagauzia in southern Moldova. Ukrainians and Russians have historically lived in cities and northern regions, while the Bulgarian community is concentrated in villages like Taraklia. This diversity is reflected in Moldova's cuisine, languages, and festivals. Number 13. EU aspirations. Moldova was granted EU candidate status in June 2022. The European Council decided to open accession negotiations with Moldova in December 2023. Accession negotiations officially opened on the 25th of June 2024. Moldova has set a target date of 2030 for EU accession. A nationwide constitutional referendum was held in Moldova on the 20th of October 2024 to amend the constitution to include the Moldovan citizens' wish for European Union membership. The referendum was approved. There are ongoing efforts to align Moldovan laws and practices with those of the EU. Moldova faces challenges, including economic reforms, combating corruption, and addressing the situation with the breakaway region of Transnistria. There are also concerns regarding Russian interference. In essence, Moldova is on a path towards EU membership, though the process is complex and requires ongoing reforms. Number 14. Historical influences. Moldova's history is complex and marked by periods of rule by various empires and powers. The medieval Principality of Moldavia emerged in the 14th century, laying the foundation for the region's historical identity. Over time, the Principality of Moldavia came under the influence and then suzerainty of the Ottoman Empire. In 1812, following the Russo-Turkish War, the eastern part of Moldavia, known as Bessarabia, was annexed by the Russian Empire. This marked a significant period of Russian influence. Following the Russian Revolution in 1918, Bessarabia united with Romania. However, this union was not permanent. During World War II, in 1940, the Soviet Union annexed Bessarabia. The Soviet Union established the Moldavian Soviet Socialist Republic Moldavian SSR. With the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991, Moldova declared its independence. This history has significantly shaped Moldova's cultural, political, and social landscape. Number 15. Varied landscapes. Despite its relatively small size, Moldova does indeed possess a diverse landscape. This includes rolling hills. These are a prominent feature of the Moldovan terrain, contributing to its picturesque scenery. Forests. While not as extensive as in some larger countries, Moldova has forested areas that add to its ecological diversity. Plains. The country also features plains, which are important for agriculture. Moldova's varied landscape contributes to its agricultural productivity, which is a significant part of its economy. The combination of hills, forests, and plains creates a diverse environment that supports a range of flora and fauna. Despite its challenges, Moldova has a rich cultural heritage, beautiful landscapes, and a growing movement toward modernization and European integration. Thanks.